Behind us is the Vauxhall Insignia Grand Sport.
Now, the original Insignia was unveiled at the London Motor Show in 2008, but this is a different animal.
It certainly is. The Grand Sport is an all-new car.
Well, this is 1.6 turbo, isn't it? And it's got a Garrett turbocharger, so there is no lag.
And with a 6-speed automatic gearbox, twin exhausts, it's very sporty.
Well, especially when you add those 20-inch alloys with a 35 profile tyre.
Prices start at just under £20,000, but our model is just over 32.
I think that's great value for the size of this car and the fact that it looks extremely impressive, doesn't it?
Well, that's it. There's lots of equipment as well. Apple CarPlay, dual zone climate control, leather seats, and lots of space.
And matrix LED headlamps that, realistically, there's not many other lights on the market that will actually compare to these.
Saying that, I'm going to be taking a look at the interior, the practicality, the functionality.
I'll be looking at the exterior, the styling.
We'll then both be driving it and then bring you our verdict on whether or not this is the car for you.
If you like cars, the latest automotive news, why not subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and that way you'll be updated every time we upload a video. Thank you. At the front of the car, the first thing you'll notice is this is completely different to the original Insignia. However, it does have similarities. For example, you've got the chrome and the plastic that's been traditional on Vauxhalls for many years, but it's got a far more upmarket and executive yet sporty feel now, with this black diffuser and chrome accents. Now, this car is rather advanced, especially for the money. You get full LED headlamps with matrix technology, which is absolutely outstanding. They're realistically some of the best lights that we've seen on the market. They're automatic and you've got main beam assist as well. Rain sensing wipers, pedestrian detection, collision detection, and all manner of safety equipment. You also have front parking sensors. Going to the side of the vehicle, the first thing you'll notice is these 20-inch alloy wheels. They've got a 35 profile tyre, but that does not compromise the ride. You'll also see this is the Elite model. You've got power folding, heated door mirrors with blind spot detection. This chrome surround gives it a nice executive feel. You've got the privacy glass and you get a feel for how wide the car is with these flowing body lines. And who can forget that sloping roofline that finishes off the Grand Sport's amazing looks. Coming to the back of the car, the first thing you'll notice is the twin exhaust. They're chrome tipped. You've also got a reversing camera and parking sensors. You've got sculpted LED rear lenses. You've also got, if you've noticed, there's like a body curve which gives this a natural rear spoiler. You've also got a high level brake light and shark fin aerial.
Stepping inside the Insignia Grand Sport, the first thing you notice is it's very refined and it's sporty with all the dials angled towards the driver. You've got soft touch materials along the top of the dash and doors, even on the centre console. Once you reach lower down, there are some harder plastics, but you have things like these stitched leather seats and centre console, leather wrapped steering wheel, and everything feels very robust and has a high build quality. When it comes to functionality, you have all around electric windows, heated electrically operated door mirrors with blind spot detection, automatic lights with self-dip, automatic wipers, a virtual cockpit that shows your speedometer, satellite navigation or economy, heated steering wheel with cruise control, your media controls. The infotainment system has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, DAB radio, sat-nav. You can also adjust some of the car's settings. It's a nice responsive system. It's also touchscreen with some physical shortcut buttons along the bottom here. Below that you have your dual zone climate control with heated seats, a storage area here with a 12-volt socket, start stop, lane keep assist, and your different driving modes. You have Tour and Sport. They'll change the characteristics of the car, weighten up or lighten up the steering, the gear shifts and the ride. You also have your automatic shifter with a manual mode, electronic handbrake, and in the centre console you also have a wireless charging slot and 2 USBs. When it comes to practicality, I've got lots of headroom and lots of legroom. The adjustment in the seat is done manually, however you have height and electric lumbar support. The The steering wheel has reach and height adjustment. There is also decent sized door bins for a bottle of water and some snacks. A large central storage area for your phone or sunglasses. A little storage bin here, 2 cup holders, and the glove box isn't the biggest in the world. Aspects that I really like are these illuminating pieces of trim, and also the sound system's really good as well. Stepping into the back is nice and easy thanks to the doors opening nice and wide. Granny isn't going to be jumping in, but once she's back here, she's going to be very impressed. There's lots of leg room, and okay, my big hair does brush against the ceiling if I lean right back, but there's plenty of room to stretch out. 2 adults back here are going to be very comfortable, or 3 children. You can pull this centre armrest down and you've got 2 cup holders there. This centre seat is a touch firm, and there is a transmission tunnel, 2 USBs and aircon vents with mat pockets on the back of the seats, reading lights, and a decent sized door bin with electric windows. Overall, it's a very nice place to be. It's very refined and comfortable. The soft touch materials along the top of the door and the styling accents have been continued. There's also stitching and a leather padded area for your arm. There's also side curtain airbags, ISOFIX points on both these outer seats, and the cabin's very well insulated. There's very large seals around the doors. Going around to the boot of the car, you open it using the badge. You can't use the key, but you can raise and lower the windows. Once back here, you have 490 litres of space on offer. There is a bit of a load lip, but you've got a nice square space. The seats are 60/40 folding. There is also a storage area off to the side, inflation kit under the boot floor, tethering points, shopping bag hooks, and the parcel shelf is nice and easy to remove. It's also got added padding to reduce cabin noise. What's the Vauxhall Insignia Grand Sport like to drive? The model we have here has a 1.6 litre petrol turbo engine with a 6-speed automatic gearbox.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with this. I don't know much about the earlier generation of what I've just seen, on the motorways and so on. But this does look a far prettier car, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and the experience overall is very refined, very comfortable.
Yeah.
This engine is the 200 PS petrol, and well, it's definitely not sluggish, is it?
I was going to say, it does pull 0 to 60 in about 7.5 seconds, doesn't it?
It does. There is a range of diesel engines on offer as well. I am surprised that we don't have an 8-speed automatic though.
Yeah, I think that will come in time. Because, this is a Vauxhall engine, isn't it?
That's it, and saying that, this is by no means a bad gearbox. Changes are fast enough and the ratios are good, and it's perfect on a motorway.
I was going to say, it doesn't seem to rev too high as well, considering it's only 6-speed.
I think that's in part because it's so insulated and quiet in the cabin, you can't actually hear it.
No, but you can hear it if you put your foot down, which is nice. It's nice to hear the turbocharged engine, spool up.
Well, we have twin exhausts.
We do. I also like the driving modes on this as well. You've got your Sport, your Tour as well.
The different modes really do change the characteristics of the car. The Sport mode makes the suspension more firm and weightens up the steering. Like you said, the Touring mode lightens things up, ideal for motorway cruising.
But when you engaged the Sport on the motorway yesterday, when we were going back and forth to Birmingham from the Lake District, it was amazing how agile this car became.
That's it, especially at higher motorway speeds.
Yes.
It's very nimble and you're able to change lanes with ease.
I didn't expect that.
I even find the normal mode, as an all-rounder, perfectly okay. It's just nice to have these buttons here to give you a more engaging drive, or less engaging.
Yeah, I know, that's the way you look at it, isn't it? Because when it is in touring mode, it is very comfortable.
Even with the 20-inch alloy wheels.
Yeah.
Overall, this Insignia is just so easy to drive. The automatic gearbox is seamless, the steering has a good sense of direction and is light enough. The engine, I think, is a very good unit. When you're on an economy run, you get about 40 mpg. Even with our spirited driving, we've been getting 32 mpg.
And it is a big car, there's no getting away from it.
Well, that's it. Visibility is slightly limited out the rear window because of the sloping roofline, but you do have blind spot detection. all-round parking sensor, reversing camera.
Lane keep assist.
You have all the bells and whistles, pedestrian detection. It even tells me if there's somebody on a bicycle.
What are the brakes like?
The brakes are very good, all-round disc brakes, so you have no problems in thinking you're going to stop. You also have collision detection.
And there's hill hold assist as well, isn't there?
Yes. You do have a virtual cockpit that shows your satellite navigation, media, economy and range.
As we mentioned, it is a very roomy car, decent sized boot and decent sized back seats. However, if it's not big enough for you, you can get an estate model.
If you're after a more sporty variant, then you can opt for the GSI. You also have automatic lights, automatic wipers. There are no paddles on the back of the steering wheel.
That would have been nice to see, wouldn't it?
It would, but you do have LED headlamps.
Yeah. And you've got your sport mode in the box, like you mentioned.
You have also got things like heated steering wheel and heated seats.
Well, that's the thing about this car, isn't it? It is perfect for a long haul drive, as I mentioned, but it still can be agile and fun on a back lane as well. Vauxhall have done a very good job with this car.
They absolutely have.
But it proves it by the amount of these vehicles you actually see on the road.
That's it. When we've been driving down the motorway, the amount of Insignias you see is unbelievable.
I think we saw 5 in the car park at the commercial vehicle show.
Yeah.
So yeah, they sell well and there's a reason for it.
Well, what I love about it is if you're doing 30 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour like we're doing now, it still remains just as quiet, just as stable, just as easy to drive.
Yeah.
Even now, like at the moment, like we haven't got the radio on, so there is an element of cabin noise, but there's a nice sound system to.
That does depend though on surface, because when we were on the toll yesterday, it was as quiet as a mouse.
And there is the consideration of the 20-inch alloys.
Well, you've got to look good.
The Vauxhall Insignia Grand Sport Elite has a 1.6 litre turbo automatic engine and delivers 300 Newton metres of torque. The range starts at just over £30,000 and this model here goes for just under £32,500. It has plenty of handy features available, including 20-inch alloy wheels, LED matrix headlights with automatic lighting control, front and rear parking sensors, hill start assist, lane departure warning and heated seats. It goes from 0 to 60 in 7.5 seconds with a maximum speed of 144 miles per hour. It's Euro rated 6 with NCAP 5 and will give you a fuel economy of around 40 miles to the gallon. It comes with plenty of space. The boot has up to 490 litres and it is fitted with an 8-inch touchscreen display that gives you sat-nav, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There are optional extras available too, ranging from driver's assistance packs and winter driving packs. And our car comes with a touring and sport driving mode, which changes the characteristics for comfort or sport. For more great impartial car reviews, please subscribe to Planet Auto. If you have any questions about the Vauxhall Insignia Grand Sport Elite, please just leave them in the comments section below. Thank you.